Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another amazing car review episode. And in today's video, we have an amazing car that I want us to get to look into details. But we'll be focusing on mostly focusing on the weaknesses of this car, as well as some of the strong areas that this car is known for. And of course, guys, this is a car that I'm sure you have seen it in our Kenyan road. And the car that we are talking about is none other, goes by the name is called the Honda Fit, and we'll be looking at the 2013 series. So pay attention, guys, and of course stick around for this discussion, as I will be taking you through every single detail that you need to know, as well as, guys, if you're usually someone who is usually excited whenever you get to hear about cars, this is the channel for you, and I will request you guys to consider joining this community. And you get to do that by just hitting the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so that whenever I'm bringing you a new episode, you can always be updated. I'll be taking you through this conversation. My name is Willie, and of course, guys, let's just go ahead and get to look into features or specs of this Honda Fit 2013, as well as, guys, let's look at the things that you need to know before purchasing this car. Well, guys, with the Honda Fit 2013, it's a very, very unique car. As you can see from the shape, from the aerodynamics, it's a very, very unique car as compared to other cars like we have the Toyota Vitz. We're also talking about things like Paso, but you'll be seeing something special that this Honda Fit is known for, as well as this is the car which its series has been known for one weakness, and that weakness we'll be looking into details, as well as how you can get to maneuver this weakness so that this car can really get to serve you for a very, very long time. So to start with, guys, it's important we start by looking at the motor that gets to power this car, so that as we get to look at the problems or the weaknesses of this car, you can get to have an edge, at least, of good understanding. So let's just go ahead, guys. We get to start by looking at the engine of this car. Well, with the Honda Fit 2013, guys, this is a car which comes with a very, very unique engine. This engine you won't be seeing in so many cars. It has an engine. The motor that gets for this car is the VTEC engine, and it's a 1.5 liter. Basically, it's a 1500 cc engine. That's the capacity. And as you can see, this engine is very, very unique as compared to other Toyota engines. We are talking about things like the VVTi. You'll be noticing with the Honda, it's a bit different. And with the Honda Fit, this engine gets to give out a power of around 117 horsepower. And remember, we are talking about a car which has a very, very small body. And considering this, the amount of power that is being emitted or generated from this motor, it gets to really catch up with high speed very fast. But with this VTEC engine, you'll notice that unlike other engines which comes with a double overhead camshaft, this one comes with a single overhead camshaft. So with that, it really gets to make the engine not to be as silent as those ones which comes with the double overhead camshaft. So you'll be hearing some noise when it comes to some Honda Fit, especially when you're really pushing the car to catch up with the high speed, or to get to the high speed, or really to get to accelerate very, very fast. You'll be seeing those loud revs, something that is known with the Honda Fit for and the reason for that is because of the single overhead camshaft. So also another thing to note is that with this engine, it's a 4-cylinder engine with 16 valves, meaning it has 4 valves per every cylinder, which is very, very common with other cars. But with this car, despite the engine being small, it can really get to accelerate from a speed of 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 10 seconds. So that's also show you that this is an engine which can really get to accelerate. And that's, I guess, that's one of the reasons you'll be seeing Honda Fit is usually involved in participating in most rallies. I think that's one of the reasons why you'll be seeing this car very, very popular. So one weakness that you'll be noticing with this car, and if you get to talk to the car owners or people who have interacted with this car before, especially the older models of the Mazda, I mean for the Honda Fit 2013 series, you'll be noticing that they have one common problem, and that weakness is the CVT gearbox. So This car has a very good engine. The motor that gets to power this car is perfect in terms of performance, but the transmission, that's where the problem comes in. And that's one of the reasons why you'll be finding these cars abandoned, or these cars you may find they're not as popular as other Toyota cars. The reason for that is because of the CVT gearbox, especially for those which are automatic. They have the automatic transmission. That's the biggest weakness. So it's very, very important that you get to notice that. And of course, these are testimonies. This is also from research data. With the Honda Fit, that's the main weakness. So if you get one that doesn't have that problem, trust you me, you'll be a very, very lucky person. So some of the symptoms that you'll be noticing whenever you have a Honda Fit with such problem with the CVT, first of all, is reliance when it comes to shifting. We also have things like you may hear jerking when accelerating. So there are those sounds you may find, you may hear when you're trying to accelerate the car. So sometimes it even gets serious. It gets to a level you may find the transmission gets to crash, and of course that's for the case of those extreme situations. So it's very, very important as you get to purchase this car, you'll be having that in mind. When it comes to the CVT gearbox, that's its main problem. So let's just go ahead, guys. Now we get to look at the interior of this car. Well, talking of the interior of the Honda Fit, they have done a very, very nice job because they are really trying to keep up with the recent technology advancement. Looking at the driver's cabin, you'll be seeing some of those latest streams of Honda Fit. They have that features like we have the lane assist, which is usually it's a feature you will be seeing in most of the luxury cars. But talking of the dashboard, you can see most of the Honda Fit, they do come with a very nice dashboard. For that case, you can say for the case of the infotainment system, they do come with either a touch screen radio, which is also an Android system, meaning you can get to attach your phone, and of course have to transfer all the operations that you get to do in your phone. You can get to get it done on that radio. Talking of the air control or the climate control, some they do come with automated climate control. Like this one, you can see these are touch screen for the for the climate control, but some they just come with knobs whereby you can just control by just tuning knobs. That's the manual climate control. And of course, looking at the interior, the latest streams of the Honda Fit, they do come with close to bucket seats, close to that. The seats get the seat that they come with this car. It could be similar to those bucket seats that you see in those sporty cars. But when it comes to the material, most of the Honda Fit, they do come with just the fabric upholstery, but it's not a bad one. For those extreme trims, you may find the seats they are heated, but that's not a very common feature that you'll be seeing, especially with just the normal Honda Fit. So talking of the driver's dashboard, some of them they are digital, but some they're just manual. But they get the job done. Despite being manual, it gets the job done. And of course, it gets to combine both things like the speed of the car. We're also talking about things like revs, the revolution per miles. So you'll be seeing that small dashboard. Also on the dashboard, we have things like the driver, the lane assist that I talked about earlier, which is very, very important when you're cruising in these highways. So most of the Honda Fits, they usually come with the CVT automatic transmission gearbox, and that's one of the main weaknesses, as I told you earlier. So that's a very, very common problem when it comes to the Honda Fit. You'll be seeing that's a problem that most of the car owner will be always be raising. But just like any other car, there are those cars which they get to have less problems. But this one, as I said, that's the biggest weakness with the Honda Fit. So looking at the center console of this car, you can see it has some other advanced features, very small handle there for transmission. You can see for adjustment, the knob is very, very advanced. I guess they're really trying to pick up some new features from other luxury cars, but well, in all, it gets to give the owner of the car that luxurious feel, especially when you're inside that car. So that's something which is very, very important. Remember, this is a five passenger car. It has that the rear door, the back door, I mean the boot door, and of course, we just like cars like the Vitz, we're also talking about cars like Paso. They do have the ability, you can get to slide those rear seats, and of course, you get to have more compact space to carry more luggage back there. And of course, that's also a plus for this car, because that's a feature which makes this car also popular for many. Because remember, you may be having those luggages, you're coming from Ushago, you want to carry some more loads back there, so you can just slide those rear seats and you get to get that space. So speaking of things like safety that comes with this car, it do comes with two airbag, one from the passenger side. We also have another one at the driver's cabin, just in the middle of the steering, whereby we have the horn. So those are some of the safety features that you'll be seeing with the Honda Fit. For the case of the windows, they are just power. They are electric powered, meaning you just need to control them by just pressing some buttons. The same case with these Honda Fit, they do come with features like, for example, the steering column has the ability to be adjustable. So if you're not comfortable with the positioning of the steering, you can just get to adjust it accordingly. And of course, those are some of the features that makes this car also get to stand out. So basically, those are some of the few features that you need to know about this car from the interior. Now it will be appropriate, guys, we go ahead and get to look at the exterior of this car. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that moment that we get to look at we get to look at the exterior features or the specs of this Honda Fit. Those are the first things that you get to see whenever you get to come across this car. First thing first, looking at the front part of this car, you can't fail to miss these big protruding headlights. And of course, these ones, they do come with the halogen reflectors, which is very, very efficient when it comes to reflection of the light. And of course, those ones get to serve the purpose of good visibility whenever the driver is cruising, especially at night. Just like other cars like the Paso, we're just talking about things like the Toyota Vitz. The turning signals, they're usually either at the top around here or at the tip on the lower part of the headlight, just at the tip. That's where we have the signal. So basically, these headlights is usually partitioned into three. We have the big, of course, main light. We also have the small signal protrusions over there, which makes also give the car some unique look. Also, we're talking about looking at the car from the front part. You can't fail to notice this, the iconic or the legendary Honda brand identity logo, and these you'll be seeing in every Honda car out there. So the logo, this just for brand identity, and you'll always see in every other Honda car out there. Usually, it's placed at the middle. You'll also be seeing the logo also at the back, as we'll be looking at, later in the video. We also have this small grill, which makes also gives the car some unique appearance. And remember, this grill can be, you can get to customize it according to your preference. Remember, you can also have those aftermarket upgrades. Like for this one, you can see the difference between this one and the other one. This one is, of course, this from the manufacturer, but this one, it looks like more of it's an aftermarket. So if you want to just change the look of the car, you can get these accessories, and of course you get to change those small looks. So speaking of the front part, some models, they do come with fog lights, but some don't come with fog lights. You can say like this one doesn't have the fog lights, but for the case of this one, they do comes with fog light. But these are just they're just some just extra specs, but it's not a standard thing to see in every Honda out there. So also other versions, they do come with side blinkers, which gets to light according to the signal, the turning signals which are on the headlights, but it's not a standard feature that we'll be seeing in every Honda out there. So for the case of the wheel size, this is where the conversation gets interesting. For the case of the wheel size, most of the Honda Fits, especially the 2013 version, they do come with either the 15 or the 16-inch wheels. So you won't be seeing any Honda Fit with either the 17, they are too large for the car. So basically these ones, they do come with either the 15 or the 16 inch wheels. So for this one, you can see it has the side blinkers. As I said, it's not a standard feature that you'll be seeing in every Honda Fit out there. So some may come with things like alloy rims. Others, they just come with metal plates, rims like this one, whereby you might decide to add these plastic wheel caps, which also give the car some unique look, but it's not a must. These are just for the looks, they are not a necessity. So if your car came with those alloy rims, you don't need the plastic wheel caps. So speaking of the shape of this car, you can see the aerodynamics of the Honda Fit makes the car to have some ease, that is so much ease when come to cruising, because with the airflow, this car doesn't experience so much resistance. So for that case, that narrows down also to things like fuel consumption. The car also gets to consume very low fuel. So basically, those are some of the features that you can see, you can get noticed with the Honda Fit. Let me know whether you have interacted with this car before, whether you have owned the car. Talk to me on the weaknesses of this car as well as its strong areas. So basically, guys, what I highlighted is that most of the weaknesses, the main weakness of this car is just the transmission. And myself personally, I've interacted with people who have owned this car. Myself, I've never owned a Honda, a Honda. I've just owned Toyota cars. So with the Honda, I have friends who have this Honda, and what I've highlighted, that's the problem that I get to hear with them most of the case. So guys, if you really enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and I will really appreciate hearing your thoughts or your opinion on the comment section. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you in our next one. Peace, guys.